Halmitakiapi, Chantewashtea nape chiusapido, Wambadi hayeto e makiapido, Washichu ie Jim Rock miedo, Sitsitoan Dakota miatehecha. Hello, my relatives. I am Wambadi Hanyetu in Dakota, or Jim Rock, as I'm called in English. I just welcomed you in my Dakota Father's language with a traditional protocol greeting that says, with a glad heart, I offer you my hand. Of course, with online learning, maybe smoke signals from this fire might be more appropriate than a handshake. For centuries, the peoples of the earth have looked up to the heavens and wondered about their origins. My Dakota, Nakota, and Lakota people say we are of and from the 7 Starfire nations. We call that the Ocheti Shakoing Oyate. There are 4 Dakota, 2 Nakota, and the Lakota people. We're cousins who identify with at least 1 or 2 constellations. The buffalo is one of those constellations you might know as Orion. And then there's the Big Dipper place. In the 4 stars have the Blue Woman, and the Blue Woman helps us to be born at childbirth. And also when we die and we go back home that way, we return to the stars. So we say we come from the stars, to the stars we return. We come from the earth, to the earth we return. We have the elk, the turtle, salamander, snake, thunderbird, the bear's lodge. And we have what you might know as a sweat lodge. It's a low curved structure and with grandfather rocks that we heat up and pour water on those. But those grandfather rocks even represent those 7 stars. Now, our Ojibwe cousins, who've been here a couple hundred years, we Dakotas have been here for many thousands of years, but the Ojibways have other animal names and shapes, sometimes for the same stars. They have a loon for the Little Dipper. They have a fisher for the Big Dipper. The crane, the ajijak, is what we Dakotas would call the ahadeshka, or the salamander. The moose, I like that one. The moose is what we Dakotas call the turtle. So is it a turtle or a moose? Yes. The winter maker is Ojibwe Orion. And then they have the curly tail, or the big cat, which you might think of as a cougar, a mountain lion, or a puma. Takowichachpi unyakumpi. It means the stuff of stars we are. Talk like Yoda we do. But literally, the atoms made in those new baby stars will one day be blown out in supernova explosions and end up in our bodies. The calcium, maybe in your descendants' bones, or the iron in their blood, the carbon in their flesh. Truly, star stuff are us. Takowichachpi unyakumpi. Today, using a telescope, we can direct the light given off by stars directly into a prism. When we do, we find that they produce not a rainbow, but a series of colored lines. Why do the stars do this? And what do the lines tell us? In this module, we will use the emission spectra of elements to learn about the structure of atoms and the stars.